Hey, what's going on, guys? My laundry room renovation is coming along fast. We're finally ready for some cabinets, and I'm super excited to partner with HomeCabinets and using their RTA cabinets to save a ton of money by assembling them ourselves and still have a really high quality finish. So let's check it out. So everything was shipped in on a pallet. The driver was even able to get them into our garage for us. That way I just brought them in here. And now we go ahead and get assembling.
So each cabinet will have two boxes, one for the face frame and doors and the other for the back end and carcass of the cabinet. And I have to say, as soon as I opened the box, I was really impressed with the finish. Now, I'll lay out my cabinet doors and attach the hinges. Everything is pre-drilled, so all you have to do is drop the hinges in place and then use the provided screws to attach them. Next, we'll attach the face frame to those hinges with 4 more screws into the pre-drilled holes. Moving on to box number 2, we have the top, bottom, sides, and back of our cabinet, as well as the shelves. Grabbing that hardware, we're going to be attaching several mounting brackets to the face frame so that we can attach all the different sides of the box. Then we can drop the side into the groove and using those brackets and screws, attach it to the cabinet frame. Moving along, we'll drop in the top and the bottom of the cabinet, followed by the back. Then I like to make sure that everything's staying square before coming in with my screwdriver and attaching the back to the top and bottom of the cabinet. And one thing I do recommend is adding some nails down the side of your cabinet just to add some extra stability. With that, we're just about done. Gonna add these few more brackets on the top and bottom, and we have a cabinet.
All right, guys, and that is how you build one of their upper cabinets. Now, this took me just about 20 minutes, 21 minutes. Now, this wasn't the first one I did. I think the first one took me about 30 minutes. Once you kind of figure out the process and how it goes, just where everything goes, it's pretty much the same for every single cabinet. It goes much, much quicker. And I think, honestly, I think I can even go faster than that. So that was an entire upper cabinet. I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple more, and then we'll get to some base cabinets in a minute.
In our first box, I took out the face frame as well as drawer fronts, and then moving on to our second box, which has most of our components now, our whole cabinet carcass, the drawer slides, hardware, and drawer boxes. Just like we did with those upper cabinets, we're going to attach several mounting brackets so that we can attach our sides as well as bottom and back of the cabinet. Again, I'll make sure it's square before adding nails down the sides and installing these corner brackets, followed by those screws in the back and additional mounting plates just like before. I'll attach a toe kick with a few more screws, and then I'll grab our hardware box, which has our soft close drawer slides as well as mounting brackets. These were quick and easy to install. Then we can turn it right side up and take our drawer slides and get those in place and attach them with some screws. To finish up this base cabinet, we just need to build the drawers. So I'm going to attach the front part of the cabinet box to the cabinet with the pre-drilled holes, followed by the sides, drop in the bottom, and then we just need to tap those and then secure it with a few brad nails. Finally, we'll install the slide hardware, drop that onto those slides, and then lock it in place, and it's set.
All right, and now we have our base cabinet. So this was pretty similar in terms of the idea on how to put them together, just like those upper cabinets. So just taking your time, make sure you're keeping things nice and square and tight all together. That way it assembles nicely. And I think it took me about 30 to 45 minutes just because the drawers take a little bit more time to assemble and you don't have that in upper cabinets. So once you get that together and all taken care of, you can put it together like that and not half bad at all.
Now at this point, all of our cabinets are put together and it's time to get them installed. So first I measured where I needed to place a board on the wall so that my cabinets would line up where I wanted them to. Remove the doors, and then we're able to go ahead and prop these cabinets on there and adjust and shim them where necessary without having to struggle with holding all the weight of the cabinet. After I got the first cabinet up and mostly in place, I was able to grab my second cabinet, put it up there, and using a face frame clamp, kind of make sure that everything was plumb square and level and flush on the front before screwing those together. To do this, I pre-drilled and then used a small trim head screw in the top, middle, and bottom of that face frame. Once it was flush along the front and shimmed where necessary, I attached it to the studs and then was able to remove the board underneath. Now that the main cabinets are installed, I'm going to cut these excess shims and then take our smaller 18-inch cabinet, prop that up on top before securing all the face frames together and attaching it to the studs once it's shimmed where needed. To finish up this part of the install, I'm going to put all the cabinet doors back on, but when I go to put the upper cabinet doors back on, I'm going to pre-drill and drop those so that the reveal between the center is the same between those two cabinet doors on the top. This is going to make it look so much more professional and clean.
Hey, are you guys finding this content helpful? If so, please go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing. It just really supports my page and lets me know you're enjoying the content so that I can keep on creating for you guys. All right, guys, now it's time for the crown molding, and we're going to be doing a 2-stacked crown molding to take it all the way to the ceiling. And to do this, I'm going to make sure that I have really nice backing here.
since I'm gonna try to put as little nails in here as possible since it's already pre-finished. So as you can see over here, there's a large gap. I'm gonna go ahead and use a 2x4 and then just a piece of pre-finished pine to go ahead and give me something to attach the crown to from the top. I'll be able to nail on the top of that, which will get covered up, and then just spare nails down the, sparse nails down the lower part of it. And then here, we're gonna try to use as little as possible and use some construction glue adhesive to hold everything nice and tight. Here I am attaching that 2x4 to the top of the cabinets with some screws. And when I did that, I made sure that when I added this prime piece after, it was perfectly flush with the front of the cabinets. At this point, it's cut to size, and I'm gonna apply a generous amount of construction adhesive, but keep it away from the bottom edge so that when I install it, it doesn't squeeze out. Then I took my drill and added screws in the very top where it'll get covered up by the crown that will do most of the holding power, and a few nails in the lower part to keep it tight to the front of the cabinet. I repeated this process on the other run of cabinets, and now it's time for the actual crown piece. Very similar to before, I already cut the piece, and I'm gonna add that construction adhesive, but keep it away from the lower edge, and then press it up into the ceiling. And if you notice, I even marked with tape where the bottom of the crown should fall so we have an even reveal throughout. All right, and to finish up this laundry room, we need to get our base cabinets installed. So I went ahead, put them in line, and did a quick look to see how level and plumb they are. And instead of using regular shims this time, I tried out this new leveler system. I'll do a separate video on that, but you use classic shims in the same way. Get your cabinets perfectly level and plumb, then you find your studs, mark them, pre-drill through the cabinet, and then send your cabinet screw into the stud.
Check it out. I have to say, this was a big project. I've never done RTA cabinets before, but home cabinets really surprised me. They really were straightforward put together. Once you do one, you get the process, and they're all very, very similar. And actually, the more I put together, the faster I was able to build them. So really happy with how they turned out in that sense. And I would not be scared as a DIYer or even doing it for the first time. You guys can go ahead and tackle this yourself. So we just got our countertops installed the other day, so I'm super excited to show you some more finished shots here. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. That's going to finish up today's video. If you guys have any questions about home cabinets and their RTA cabinets, go ahead and drop it down in a comment below, and I'll be sure to answer those for you. I'll also throw a link to their website right down there. They're almost always running a sale, so be sure to check them out. And yeah, I could not be happy with how this turned out, and I'll see you guys around next time.